Marcy is acting like the side chick trying to be number one. She's constantly talking about Alex, talking about you didn't know that Alex is the person she is now, and this he's just a baby. This is what dude said. He said he's just a baby. I'm not gonna hurt him. Oh, I know. But he's not your baby. She's acting like the side chick, putting digs in, still trying to be number one. She is number one supposedly because they're supposed to be engaged. Calm down, Marcy. You're supposed to have him. At least that's what he says. But if you keep pushing like that, you will lose him. And when Alex comes back to her senses, she'll get him again. Ian went to Lucius's office to see went to Ian went to Lucius's office. He went there to talk about Kelly's lawyer because Larry wants to speak with him. But he can't talk. I mean, the lawyer, I can't think of his name right now, but the lawyer can't break down and tell Larry the truth that Ian is the one that hooked him up with Kelly. But yeah, he went to Lucius's office to talk about the lawyer, but Lucius tricked him into spilling his guts about Alex, aka Jennifer Pepper. What Lucius did was he was quiet. He threw it out there saying, did he and Alex have anything going on? And at first, Ian said no and was getting ready to walk out the door. But he remembered that this morning when they woke up, Alex was saying that he raped her because she couldn't remember what happened last night. But so he thought that she came in and put charges on him. But Lucius just being quiet and Ian just spilling his guts, telling him everything about the rape charges and all that. And then finally Lucius told him, she hasn't been here. She ain't told me nothing. And he said, will you talk to her? Lucius said, no, I'm not talking to her. If she comes to me, then yeah, but other than that, mm-mm. Are you going to stay here with him? Why not? He's just a little baby. I know, but he's not your baby. Randall is nothing but a nut. He wants Alex, but he wants to hold on to Marcy too. He's threatened her, telling her that she and Brad will never get married, will never walk down that aisle. Marcy said, so are you threatening me? He said, you know I am. But Marcy is learning his game. She goes toe to toe with him. He threw in there that she was barren and couldn't have kids. She said, well, what do you think about me raising that baby you thought was yours? What about me and Brad? What do you think about me and Brad raising that baby? His face broke. Alex went to the doctor to get birth control pills. The doctor was noticing that Alex was drunk because she asked her, have you been drinking? She says, anything I could get my hands on. And she after she asked her for the birth control pills, the doctor said, let me go get your birth control pills or something like that. And she went out the door. And she called Brad, which I thought you couldn't do that. I thought what's doctor-patient confidentiality. But anyway, she called Brad and said something's wrong with Alex. And Brad didn't really want to talk about it. He says that this is the Alex you see in front of you. That's the real Alex. She's been online dating and all this, And she said, I didn't know that. So she goes back in. And Alex told her that she wanted birth control and she wanted to schedule, like a tubal ligation. And so the doctor opened the cabinet and got the pills out and gave them to Alex. And Alex said, "Well, if the pills were right there in the dresser, why did you have to go outside?" And then she answered her own question. She said, "You needed to call Brad, didn't you?" She said, "Brad doesn't care." And so she got the birth control, and she went out the door. When she went out the door, this guy, he had been riding a bull or whatever, and he was toe up, so his buddy was helping him in. And Alex, I guess, I don't know what attracted him to her, because he was looking all beat up and he was limping. But she began to flirt, and she said, "What's wrong with you?" And he said that I tangled with a bull. And then she said, and he said, and he told her the bar that he hung out at. And he said, "Well, let me get patched up and I'll take you there," because she seemed interested. And she said, "No, I need to get a drink." And she said, "I'll meet you there." Whew, Alex, she has gone off the range. She ain't had no more. Straight slut. Larry was questioning Ian about finding Carl, the public defender that defends Kelly. And he was asking him about being soft on this case. And Ian said that he's not soft on this case and he'll find the public defender. And Larry threatened him and said if he finds out anything that that Ian has been soft on Kelly's case with, then I guess things gonna get bad. But yeah, Larry threatened Ian. Alex found the bar, and she's there flirting with the bartender, and she's got Brad's card, and she was telling the bartender that she's divorced, she's newly divorced, and she's going to use Brad's card to give a round of champagne to everybody in the bar, which was 9 people. And the bartender brought that to her attention. There's only 9 people here. So she said, give them a round of champagne and a round of drinks. And she said that she told him to stop flirting with her. He said, "I'm not flirting with you." And she said, "Well, I have a friend that I think you will like, and her name is Esmeralda. She's a fiery Latin lady, and I'm gonna give her a call." He said, "Yeah, give her a call. Bring her on down here." Esmeralda, when she got off the phone with Alex, she went to pick up Natalie, and they both went to the bar to meet Alex. Alex was drunk, and she said that she was gonna get a job there at the bar, and she's gonna live there in the bar with the bartender. But when they walked through the door, she was on the mechanical bull riding it, and it was real slow, so I'm guessing she wouldn't get hurt. But somehow, and they were trying to get her to leave and go with them because she got kids and all that. And she said, in so many words, she said, "Forget them kids. Brad can have them." And she said a random question. She asked them, "Do you know how many guys I've slept with?" And then Natalie said, "How many?" And she said, "More than her," pointing at Esmeralda. I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know. I don't know." But Natalie reacted like she knew what she was talking about. So, okay. Well, they finally gave up. Esmeralda and Natalie left Alex there trying to get on the bull, her skirt going all up and stuff. So the bartender went over there and helped her get on the bull, and when they was walking out, she was riding the bull like she was when they came in. Lucian found Eddie in the locker room, and Eddie turned around slowly, and Lucian said, "Eddie, put some clothes on." Eddie said, "No, man, I just like hanging out in the wind." And then Lucian asked him about the Bible, and Eddie acted like he didn't know what he was talking about. Lucian jacked him up against the lockers and asked him where the Bible was. And then he said, "Oh, okay, all right. It's in my locker." So he went in his locker and gave Lucian the Bible. And then Lucian looked through the Bible. There were no pictures in there. Pictures of the ladies that Travis went after before Kelly, proving that he had a history of abusing women. And he said, "Where are the pictures?" And then Eddie said, "Last time I seen them, they were over there." And he said he flushed them down the toilet. And then so Lucius shook his head and left out the room. As soon as Lucius left, Eddie got on the phone and called Larry's office. And he told Larry that to call the preacher, and he want $200,000. He got some information for him. He want $200,000 for it. And Larry said he got to see what he got and for him to meet him. And Larry told Eddie to wear something low cut and tight. And Eddie called him a freak and hung up. Brad was checking on the baby and talking to and telling it, "You don't know the craziness that's going on around you, do you?" And then he looked at him, and because he had already said, "You've been sleeping good, haven't you?" And so he realized that the baby wasn't breathing. So Brad ran out the door and got hit by Natalie and Esmeralda. The car actually, his feet actually came up off the ground because they hit him. And he said he's not breathing. And they all ran into the house. And that's the way it went off. I hope that baby is all right. Guess we'll find out next week on If Loving You Is Wrong.